Hello, dear students. Good afternoon. Welcome to this, your session number 10. I am really delighted to welcome to you to another very interesting and marvelous session of the class. Okay, so it's already session 10. It means that we are almost ahead for the final exam, which is going to be in session 13. However, we need to keep working on session 10, 11, and 12 so far. Okay, so for today's sessions, we're going to be based on unit 13. May I take your order? And also we're going to have a little mix of 2 units. Also focus on unit 14, the biggest and the best. Okay, as you might know, we have an introductory video. So we're going to take a quick look at the introductory video, and then we are going to go over the contents and activities that we're going to be working on. Okay, so let's take a quick look at it, and then let's discover.
Everyone, this is another session of our class English forms. The topic that we're going to discuss here are making requests with will and would, and also we are going to talk about comparative and superlative. So making requests with will and would. Will, it's basically it's commonly known as the auxiliary verb for the future simple tense, but can also be used when requesting someone to do something. For example, would you close the door, please? Would instead it's an auxiliary verb in conditionals, but may also be used when we make requests in English. Unlike will, using would is much more polite way to make your request to someone in English. As an example, would you help me cook dinner, please? And the second topic here that we're going to discuss here in these sessions is comparative and superlative. Comparative adjectives are used to compare difference between the two objects they modify, larger, smaller. Something important here is that we have to consider if the adjective that we're going to use has one syllable or two syllables, right? Because if it is one syllable, we add only er to the adjective, or if the adjective ends in e, we add only the r. And something important here is that we have to use the word than between these two objects that modify here, right? Example, my house is larger than hers. Okay, than is very important when using comparative form. In the case of superlative, adjectives are used to describe an object which is at the upper or lower limits of the quality. Example, the tallest, the smallest. Basically, it's the same here. Rules. If we have the adjective has one syllable or two syllable here. Let's see an example here. My house is the largest one in our neighborhood, right? And finally, we're going to have some vocabulary exercise here. Also, we are going to complete some exercises, fill in the blank with all these topics that we have already explained here. All of these topics we're going to discuss in details in the Zoom meeting that we're going to have. Thanks for watching this introductory video. See you soon.
Okay, very good. Thank you for taking the time and taking this quick look at the introductory video. So it means that for today's lessons, we're going to be talking about request using modal verbs, would and will. Also, we're going to make comparisons using the adjectives in the comparative and superlative form. We're going to try to watch some video tutorials to be a little bit more clear. Also, we're going to be working on some practice exercises that we have related to this session. Okay, so we're going to go straight to the point, and we're going to get started with the grammar focus, modal verbs, would and will. In this case, whenever you want to express an action in a future, then you might use the modal verbs would and will. Okay. In this case, modal verbs will and will focus on request. Um, Request with will and wool. How is it going, everyone? So making requests in a language which is not your mother tongue can sometimes be nerve-wracking, as you always want to make sure that you are polite when making the request. Don't worry though, today we're going to be talking about a couple of ways which you can make requests in English but still be polite, right? So using will to make request. In this case, will is the auxiliary verb for the future simple tense, but can also be used when requesting someone to do something. It is important to bear in mind that will is a more casual way of making the request than using the conditional. Examples: will you close the door, please? Will you help me? Will you help me to cook dinner, please? Will he do his homework before we go out, please? And will can also be used in a similar fashion to can when requesting someone to do something. However, using would to make request. Would is the auxiliary verb in conditional, but may also be used when we want request in English, unlike will using would. It is a much more polite way to make your request to someone in English. Examples: will you close the door, please? Will you help me cook dinner, please? Will he do his homework before we go out, please? What is the best one to use? You can obviously use will and wool at your discretion, sorry. Although it is much more recommendable to use wool when you are making requests to people who you are not familiar with. Will be more with people who you have a comfortable common relationship with. So guys, in here we have a video tutorial, English learning usages of will and would, modal verb, will and wool. Let's take a quick look at this video tutorial.
Hi friends, welcome to our channel, English Learning. In this video, we learn about the uses of the modal verb will and would. If you like this video, please hit like button and share to all. Will. In English grammar, we use will to express the future, talk about desire, to make promises, offers, and requests. We also use will for predictions. Here I am sharing examples with you to express the future. It will rain tomorrow. You will play cricket in the next match. They will go to the cinema tonight. It will be Sunday tomorrow. I will book a taxi for you. I will not be in the office tomorrow. Where will we meet? They will not sing. will go to the zoo next Sunday. She will not come to the class. Here I am sharing some more examples how to use will. We'll see you tomorrow. This sentence is example of desire. I will always love you. This sentence shows the promise. I will do my best to help you. Another example that shows promise. He will drive you to work if you want. In this example, speaker offered to someone. I think you will find the movie interesting. This sentence is showing the prediction. Will we have a quiz in English class? Another example that shows prediction. Will you tell your father that we expect him for dinner? This example shows the request. Will you carry this bag for me, please? Another example that shows request. You will pass the exam if you study hard. This example expressed the condition. You will not get the entry unless you have a ticket. Another example that show condition. Would. Would is the past form of will. We use would to express past to talk about presumption and wish. We also use would for politeness. Examples to use would. I said I would help you. This example of would shows the past of will.
Okay, thank you very much for taking this quick look at the video tutorial. It is really practical for you to understand and enhance the skills when it comes to modal verbs, will and wool. Okay, now we're going to have our first practice exercise. We're gonna make some requests. This is a practice exercise just for practice. Okay, in here, complete the conversation with the correct grammar structure, would or will to request something. Okay, what would you like to order? I would have. I would have spicy chicken. Would you like? Would you like rice or potatoes? I would like rice, please. Okay, and would you like anything to drink? Yes, I will just have. Not that. That will be. That would be. All for now, thanks, later. Would you like dessert? Yes, I would like ice cream. What flavor would you like? I will have a strawberry, please. Let's figure it out if all of them are using would. Okay, we have a mistake in here. It seems that a I will not. Okay. So on those ones, we're gonna use will. Okay. Also, guys, you're gonna have an evaluated exercise request. Use would or will to complete that statements. That is your first evaluated exercise for you to make. Complete the conversation with the correct grammar structure with a will to request something. What flavor would you like? I will have a strawberry, please. Just an example for you to have an idea. The others, you need to do it by yourself, okay? If you notice, it's correct. Okay, now we're going to be talking about comparisons. When talking about comparisons, we have this, it refers to when we compare two things, elements, or objects. Comparisons with adjective. Comparative adjectives are used to compare differences between the two objects they modify: larger, smaller, faster, higher. They are used in sentences where two nouns are compared. In this pattern, we have the grammar structured. Noun, subject plus verb plus comparative adjective plus then plus now plus object. The second item of comparison can be admitted if it is clear from the context. In this case, my house is larger than, we add the word than, hers. This box is smaller than the one I lost. Your dog runs faster than Jim's dog. The rock flew higher than the roof. Jim and Jack are both my friends, but I like Jack better. And superlative adjectives, of course, we're going to be focused on superlative adjectives. Superlative adjectives are used to describe an object which is at the upper or lower limit of a quality: the tallest, the smallest, the fattest, the highest. They are used in sentences where a subject is compared to a group of objects. In this case, the grammar structure is noun, subject plus verb plus the plus this plus superlative adjective plus noun, which is the object. The group that is being compared with can be admitted if it is clear from the context. Examples: my house is the largest one in our neighborhood. This is the smallest box I ever seen. Your dog ran the fattest of any dog in the race. Fastest. We all threw our rocks at the same time. My rock flew the highest. Forming regular, comparative, and superlative. Forming comparative and superlative is easy. The form depends on the number of syllables in the original adjective. One syllable, we're just gonna add ER for the comparative and EST for the superlative. If the adjective has a consonant plus single vowel plus consonant spelling, the final consonant must be double before adding the ending. Adjective comparative superlative: tall, taller, tallest; fat, fatter, fattest; big, bigger, biggest; sad, sadder, saddest. Two syllables. Adjectives with two syllables can form the comparative either by adding ER or by preceding the adjective with more. This adjective is from the superlative either by adding est or by preceding the adjective with most. In many cases, both forms are used, although one usage will be more common than the other. If you are not sure whether a two-syllable adjective can take a comparative or superlative ended, play it safe and use more and most instead. For adjectives ending in Y, change the Y to an I before adding the ending. Adjective comparative superlative: happy, happier, happiest; simple, simpler, simplest; busy, busier, busiest; more titled. And also in here, adjectives with 3 or more syllables. These very common adjectives have completely regular, comparative, and superlative forms. Examples: good, better, best; bad, worse, worst; little, less, least; much, more, most; far, farther, farther, farthest, farthest. Okay, and here we have some examples, okay? The comparative and the superlative. The comparative and the superlative. This is related to the grammar rules that I've been explaining to you, how to add this, how to transform or how to become the superlative and the comparative for of the adjectives. In this case, this is what I was explaining to you some minutes ago. So in here we have the grammar explanation. Also, we have another video tutorial about comparative and superlative adjectives in English. Let's take a quick look at this video tutorial.
Comparatives and superlatives are used to compare people, places, or things. Here we have 3 animals: a dog, a horse, and an elephant. How can we compare these 3 animals? Let's compare the dog and the elephant with the adjective fast. We say a dog is faster than an elephant. Faster is a comparative. A comparative compares 2 things. In this case, a dog and an elephant. Now let's compare the horse with the other 2 animals. We say the horse is the fastest, which means the horse is the fastest of the 3 animals. Fastest is a superlative. A superlative compares one thing to all the others in the same group. In this case, we are comparing the horse to the other animals in the group, which are the dog and elephant. Now we need to learn how to make a comparative and a superlative. When an adjective has 1 syllable, such as fast or young, we put er at the end of the adjective to make it a comparative. The adjective fast has 1 syllable, so we just add er to the end of it, faster. The adjective young has 1 syllable, so we just add er to the end of it, younger. Look at the example again. A dog is faster than an elephant. We say faster and not more fast, as you do in some other languages. Also, it is important to use than after the comparative. Faster than, slower than, younger than. To make a superlative, we add est to the end of the adjective. Fast becomes the fastest. Young becomes the youngest. It is important to have the article the before the superlative. The horse is the fastest. Again, since the adjective has 1 syllable, we do not say the more fast. No, we say the fastest.
when an adjective has one syllable but ends in an E, such as nice or strange, we just add an R to the end of the adjective to make it a comparative. The adjective nice becomes nicer. The adjective strange becomes stranger. And for a superlative, just add st. So nice becomes the nicest. Strange becomes the strangest. Look at these three monsters, Dean, Harry, and Frank. Harry is nicer than Frank. Yes, Frank looks like a grumpy monster. But of the three monsters, I think Dean is the nicest because he has a gift for you. Of the three monsters, which is the strangest? When an adjective has one syllable and ends in a consonant plus a short vowel plus a consonant, such as big and hot, we double the last consonant and add er for the comparative and est for the superlative. For example, big ends in a consonant B, a short vowel I, and another consonant G. So we double or make two of the last consonant. With the word big, the last consonant is G. So we need two G's.
So there you have the grammar explanation of when using, in this case, the comparative of the superlative form in statements, okay, in sentences. Now we are going to consolidate the content with the practice exercise. We have the comparative form, so we are going to compare two things or elements. Complete the following sentences with the correct comparative form of the adjectives listed below. In Canada, January is, in this case, is colder than March. I think that good health is it's more important than money. I can't carry my suitcase. It's much heavier than yours. I can afford to buy a new bag, but not a new car. A car is more expensive than a bike. You look thinner. Thinner. I could get a seat in the restaurant. It was more crowded than usual. Mountains aren't higher than hills. We got a very good mark on his exam. The exam was easier than it was the exam was easier than he had expected. You should go to the doctor. Your cold is it's worse than it was a few days. Than it was a few days ago. There is a lot of crime in the big city. They aren't most dangerous than the small town where we live. That is our practice exercise. Okay, let's take a look in. We will one round. Oh, more important. Well, okay, there we have. In here, we have our second practice exercise, the superlative forms, okay, which is the highest. Yesterday was the coldest day of the year. I almost froze to death walking home from school. That was the boring, the most boring movie I ever seen. I almost walked out in the middle. Please give me your receipt. That is the most delicious cake I ever eaten. Jerry is the smartest students in our class. He gets the top grades in every course. Bob told me funniest. The funniest story last night. I couldn't stop laughing. Whales are the largest animals in the world. The Nile is the longest river in the world. Mary is the luckiest person I know. She was won the lottery 4 times. He is the most boring speaker I ever heard. How the audience fall asleep during his speech. Mount Everest is the highest. And at the end, guys, you're gonna have an evaluated exercise. And here we have some other mistakes. Funniest. Okay. Some other mistakes. Okay. You can improve in the second attempt. And the last one, but not least important, the comparative and the superlative form. You are going to make comparisons. I don't understand these lessons. It is more difficult. It is more difficult than the last we did. Okay, just an example for you. The others you need to make it by yourself. If you notice the answers, it's absolutely great. Okay, this is everything for today's lessons. We cover all the contents and activities, guys. For those students who were not able to get joined to the Zoom meeting, let's remember that you don't have any single excuses to say, teacher, I couldn't be able to get joined to your Zoom meeting. However, in here we have the linking section. You just basically click on it and then it will take you out to the Zoom meeting that has been already recorded and uploaded, YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention, guys. And it really was a pleasure for me to have you in this Zoom meeting for today's lessons.